Hey there, so this is a promised review. I started on the reviewing of the Russ Meyer's collection. It's going to take a few videos. This is the set right here, and this is all I can show you of the book, lit for various reasons. And it has 13 discs, 20 movies, and I've just watched the Immoral Mr Teas, and I've also watched even the Handyman, with the only movie that had his wife in it, Myers. And I'm about to watch, and I'm watching, well, I'm partially through Vixen, Erica Gavin's first film, and one of his biggest commercial successes, the one that actually got him his studio thing with Fox. So with Immoral Mr Teas, it's pretty much the invention of the nudie cutie. It's very kind of like just very mild, just kind of humorous nudity film. There's no sex in it. It's very much lots of breasts, lots of what I would consider attractive girls. And Mr. Teas, played by Bill Teas, his army buddy, who, yes, that is actually his real name, Bill Teas. And it's just a little cute story about a guy that likes watching women, and what guy doesn't? But he is, after getting a tooth extracted, his imagination goes into overdrive, and he can suddenly imagine the women around him naked, and in various scenarios. He ends up going to a psychiatrist to cure himself, and that doesn't seem to be working totally well, so he ends up back in the psychiatrist after, again, and at the end of the movie, Mr. Teas is picturing the female psychiatrist naked and realizes, hey, maybe this isn't such a bad thing after all. Even the Handyman is a very, these guys don't have a lot of, this one has less of a plot. It's like a 60-minute, like, kind of a joke, a punchline to a joke. So what looks to be a detective is following around this handyman who's going through his work and getting tempted by various women. Most of these women are played by Eve herself in various different guises and disguises, and you kind of got like is this the temptation from the devil type thing? And she tends to be, although this is another guy played by another army buddy of Russ Meyer, he's not exactly the suave type that you expect for something like this. So anyway, goes through it like he sees, various naked women, but you do not see Eve Meyer naked in the film. Russ Meyer didn't want her naked in there, even though he did photograph her for Playboy. But I'm guessing there's good money for that, and he didn't want to put her in his movies like that. And it was a fun little movie. There's not a lot of story or plot to it. The music is atrocious in both of these films, by the way. Atrocious. But they're fun for what they are. They're like a time capsule of an innocent time period that's gone by that you're never probably going to see again. Nowadays, if there's that much nudity in a film, there's sex going on. And the movie that I'm watching right now is pretty hardcore. It's, well, not hardcore. It's not a triple X or anything like that. Although it was a softcore film, it did get an X rating, and that is Vixen. And I'm about to go right back and finish watching it, because I'm over halfway through, and I'll come back on here. I'll see in a couple seconds to you, but it's going to be like 45 minutes till I'm going to finish watching the rest of Vixen. Just want to come in here and let you know what I'd seen in the first two movies before I forgot them. The first two movies are very much like Looney Tunes type of Merry Melodies type films, with stock music and which he gets better at later on. In Vixen, the stock music is much better. But the first two are very kind of, think of the Pete Smith shorts, but with lots of breasts. Yeah, that's probably the best example right there. So back to the fray. Hope you guys will be enjoying this. I will review this, and later on I'll review the features, but right now I'm going to be reviewing the movies, so many at a time, break them up into things till I get the entire Russ Meyer collection reviewed for you guys. It was requested, and I'm doing it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in a few minutes. I'm back, and I just finished Vixen and watched the Erica Gavin interview that came on the same disc with it. A really interesting interview, and there's a lot of nudity in Vixen. There is a lot of simulated sex in Vixen, but you think you got exactly what this movie is. It looks like this girl's going to be it's just going to be like this girl having sex with a bunch of people. And for a large part of the movie, that's what it seems like, and that's what it is. And then the movie takes a 180-degree turn, and all of a sudden we're dealing with race relations, Vietnam, communism, Cuba. Seriously, I mean, what a shocking twist for a film that could have been just floated on Erica Gavin's sex appeal. She's a very sexy but unusual young lady. She was 19 at the time. She has kind of a creepy look to her in some scenes. You'll see if you watch the movie Vixen. If you've seen it, you know exactly what I mean. And this is way better acted than a movie like this normally should be. You know, there's some cheesy stuff and all that there. It's very 70s. This is very Gonzo-ish type filmmaking. But it's very, very well done. I'm very surprised. I mean, I watched the first two and they were very cheesy. They were well shot and stuff like that, but they were what they were. They were like little nudie films. They were the start of the nudie films. And Vixen is a much it's a steamier film. There's much sort of incest in this film. There's racism. There's some strong stuff there, and like it's not for kids, but it tells a decent story. I mean, a lot of it seems disjointed at times, but Gavin does an incredible job in the role that she has, and there's some decent actors that are with her. The actor that plays Niles I particularly liked, and the guy at the end, the last. Well, you'll see. If you haven't seen Vixen, really is worth a watch. I mean, if you're watching it for the nudity, man, you're going to get great nudity and some very attractive girls. And if you're watching it for the kind of the twist and the storyline, that's going to work for you too. It's going to deal with some issues that are surprising for this type of film. I'm really impressed. So that's the first three in the Russ Meyer collection. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 15 more to go, guys. That's first three. I hope you enjoyed this review. Right now I just finished, and it's kind of dark here tonight. I might have to see if I can fix another light, and if not, then I'm going to do what I'm going to normally do right now. I'm going to have a drink, because it's time for tea.